Hi guys, welcome to Kai's Bad Talk Politics, a trans kid production. My name is Skylar Morrison. My pronouns are she and her, and I live in Arizona, but today I'm visiting my best friend Kai.
Hi, I'm Kai Shappley. My pronouns are her, she, like the candy bar, and Sky came to visit me. First things first, we want to say Happy Pride Month!
And since it's Pride Month, we thought it would be a great opportunity to do something a little different. So today we have a special guest.
SaraJane is a Grammy-winning international vocal performer with an expanding in everything, and she is a community leader in Texas and beyond.
Welcome, SaraJane. Tell us about yourself on that sad intro, Kai.
My name is Mila SaraJane Daly. I am a performer, a producer. I run the nonprofit Austin Artist Project. I'm an equality advocate. I'm a mom to both a kid and animals.
So we have been following you along with all the excitement about the Austin Artist Project. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, this is a nonprofit that started in 2019. It was started because I noticed as a performer that there were so many people that were left out of the conversation. They were left out of having a voice. They were left out of the storytelling. And I think that many of the people who've been left off out of a seat on the table are the people who have the most powerful stories to tell, and they're the ones we need to hear from the most.
Yeah. And so can you kind of tell us what is Sing Out exactly?
Sing Out is a 90-minute Broadway musical review that is all about celebrating pride. I was at the Tonys in 2019, and I was seated next to one of my sheroes. Her name is Beth Malone. She's a Tony nominee. She's on TV and film everywhere. And she is a very out and proud lesbian, and I adore her. And while we were sitting there, we were celebrating because the prom had received so many nominations. Have y'all seen the prom?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, we're going to change that. We're going to change that for you because it's so amazing. And it centers around two teenage lesbians who weren't allowed to come to their own prom. This is a true story. Then it gets really dramatic and it's fun and it's amazing and there's dancing and good things happen. So this is why we were celebrating this musical, and we were with all the producers, and two of them said, hey, I would love to see a musical during Pride, at some great venue that had you, SaraJane, and Beth performing. And I'm bisexual, so we had two of the alphabet family covered. And so the next day I thought, oh my gosh, wouldn't this be amazing if we really could show representation? Why don't we have a show on Broadway that has, a beautiful trans performer and a bisexual performer and, right? And this is Broadway. So that was even more troubling that I could not tell you any show where this had ever happened. So this is how Sing Out was born. I went back to these friends and collaborators and all these sponsors, and I said, hey, would you guys underwrite this if we put on the most amazing Broadway show in all of history and celebrate Pride? And that's what they said yes to. And we've been working on it for 3 years. It wouldn't have been 3 years if it hadn't been for the pandemic, because the pandemic slowed us down. But now on June 20th, at Jazz at Lincoln Center, we will all be there. And can we talk a little bit about the curtain speech? Can we say anything about that? I don't know what I'm allowed to say. So I feel like we need to tell everybody about the most amazing curtain speech. And for anybody who doesn't know, that's the most important speech. That's the one that happens right before you start the show. So everybody's seated, they're all psyched to see the show, and then there is the perfect curtain speech. Does anyone want to say? Feel like you guys, as the next generation, y'all are at the forefront, and we want to put the spotlight on you, and we want to stay on you so people really get the message.
So for our next question, I kind of want to go more in depth about, how Texas politicians have been saying, really awful things about everything these days. But a lot of harmful things about the LGBTQ community. And can you tell us what has kind of made you want to be more involved and why?
Well, I've been disgusted. It hurts my heart that anybody, it's amazing to me that politicians who are supposed to represent all of us, they're supposed to be making our lives better, that they would be picking on our most vulnerable. And I know what a tricky time it is to be a teenager already. And then if you're getting bullied at school, if you're getting bullied online, if you're getting bullied from the church, and now you're going to get bullied from the government, I don't think so. I'm not okay with it. When all of this, I'm going to turn in parents who are affirming their trans children, that was the last straw. That was something I can't stand for. And I know that many kids don't even have affirming, loving families that they come home to. And to imagine that they would be turned in is unacceptable to me. So to say that I was angry is to put it mildly. And I feel like, in a way, this show is our way to rally each other, to love on each other, and our way to fight back. I don't feel like I could have done the job that you did, Kai, when you spoke. And what bravery. I know that one of your heroes is Dolly Parton, and she's mine too. And Dolly knows how to keep things positive. She doesn't get down in the dirt with people who are just being, plain old hateful, right? There's no better way. But she finds a way that tells the truth, just like you do, with authenticity. And that's so powerful, and it brings people towards her. So I feel like that's what you do, and I can't wait for you to meet her someday. I hope we both get to meet her, but that's one thing I noticed, and it was during this time when all this hateful, it's just bullying as adults. And the fact that adults would bully adults in our government who are elected to represent us and take care of all of us. And it's not like they don't have big problems to try to fix, which they're not. They need to kind of worry about that and think about a little kindness and a little empathy and educate yourself. Like you said, spend 5 minutes. That's all it takes.
Mm-hmm. What are some other things that the Austin Artist Project is doing to speak out against politicians?
Well, we get into a lot of good trouble. We find our way. Sometimes it's just by telling the truth. I think that the fact that we live in Texas and that there's terrible language about our Latinx community, I think that's not acceptable. We have a Latinx music division where we highlight artists like Carrie Rodriguez, and we have her tell her story and bring in all these fabulous musicians. We have a program where we're funding professional musicians to give one-on-one lessons at the Ann Richards School for Girls. I know. That's another way that we want to create a pipeline so that if someone says, my dream is to be on Broadway, that they have received lessons without worrying about, can my family afford it? And we keep scaling this and making that program bigger and bigger and bigger. So our ways are to try to keep doing the good that we can. And when we have an opportunity in the press to give our opinion, we give it freely. And we stand up for those who might not have a voice or might not have the strength. I don't think it should be put upon the community that's being victimized to have to lead the charge for their equality. It's not the job of the trans community to lead the charge. It's not fair if you're being the one that's victimized. It's not your job to fix it, just like it's not the job of the Black community to fix racism. It's not their job. It's everybody else's job. So finding ways to arm those who have the compassion and empathy already turned on inside of them, that's what we look to do. And we partner with people who are already doing it, like HRC. HRC is a sponsor of Sing Out. Like Playbill, the #1 Broadway company in the world. We are working together because through all of our channels, we can make a difference.
That's incredible. Oh my God. And so to kind of wrap things up, me and Kai have a couple more questions. How can people get tickets to Sing Out?
They can go to our website, austinartistproject.org. And there's a whole place there for Sing Out. They can go to Facebook because our link is in the bio. They can go to Instagram for Austin Artist Project, and we will share that everywhere.
Okay, but here's the most important question that I know everybody has been wondering. What should we wear?
All the sparkles, all the rainbow, whatever makes you feel the most confident, I say wear that. That can be camo pants. It can be anything you want, but something that makes you feel the most like you. I have sparkle nails. They're like dipped in like pink, sparkles. So for me, that makes me feel confident. But that could be a tuxedo. It can be anything that you want. But I just like permission to wear every possible rainbow sparkle that I own.
All right. Well, thank you so much for letting us interview you today, SaraJane. I had a great time, and it was so good to meet you virtually.
We're so excited to see you in New York. We'll have our.
I can't wait. It's my honor. Thank you for having me on. I feel so, so proud to know you and get to know you more and be your cheerleader and champion.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.